Hello, everybody. Welcome to New Generation YouTube channel. And today I will be doing a review on a match between Manchester United and Tottenham Hot Spurs. And before I go any further, I want you to know that I am a fan of Manchester United, of the Red Devils. Yeah, and I want to say that I am very happy that Manchester United has started or restarted their campaign, their 2019-2020 English Premier League campaign, right? They are on a quest to finish in the top four. It's not possible to win or to come second, but it is still possible to finish in the top four. And what does that mean? That means that Manchester United will be able to qualify for Champions League. Currently, we are in the Europa League, so if we qualify to qualify for the Champions League, we can do two things. One, Manchester United can qualify by winning the Europa League, or two, they can qualify by finishing in the top four, which is very possible. Currently, Manchester United are on 46 points. They are in fifth position behind Chelsea. Now, yesterday's match was an interesting match, and even though I'm a bit disappointed in the result because I expected that Manchester United would have won the match, that we would have beaten Tottenham Hot Spurs by any amount, whether 1-0, 2-0, 2-1, 3-1, 3-2, it doesn't matter as long as they got the 3 points. But that did not happen. We ended with a point, which is enough for me right now. I'm satisfied with that, but yet still, I wanted the team to get the 3 points, and every real Manchester United fan would want to get 3 points for their team. I want their team to get the 3 points. Now, I want to say this, that yesterday's match was the first match that Manchester United played since the whole coronavirus or the COVID-19 pandemic. And of course, the entire football fraternity, you could say the entire league, not just the English Premier League, but the La Liga, Bundesliga, the Champions League, Europa League, all those matches were postponed. And at one point, they were, say, cancelled due to the COVID-19 pandemic because persons did not want to, or the persons in charge of the World Health Organization did not want for players or for sports fans, spectators to be catching that virus and spreading it because it's a new virus and it could not be, there's no cure for it. However, I want to say that there was something in the match yesterday that caught my interest a lot, which I am very proud of and happy to see, is that the English Premier League has decided, or the Football Association for the English Premier League has decided to show their support for the movement called the Black Lives Matter movement, which was sparked, or which had started recently. I know something like this has already been going on, but it actually developed, or it blossomed, or it boomed out due to the death of a black man who was killed wrongfully by a police officer in the United States. And I saw my Manchester United players wearing the Black Lives Matter on the back of their jerseys and the back of their shirts that they play in. Instead of having their names that is usual, they had Black Lives Matter. And that made me proud. Very proud to see that my team and also other teams, including Tottenham, was wearing the Black Lives Matter on their shirt, on their jersey, to show their support and to show that they do not support racism. Now, let me get started now. Let me get ready now and say this, that about the match that was played yesterday between Tottenham and Manchester United. The match was played at Tottenham's stadium because they were the host for the match. Now, Manchester United went there, of course, they wanted to win. I wanted them to win. I wanted the Red Devils the Manchester United players to defeat the Tottenham Hot Spurs players and also the former Manchester United manager Jose Mourinho, because he's now the manager for Tottenham, right? Now, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, a former Manchester United player, a legend, is now the current manager. And of course, he tried his cards right. He has not been doing that well, but he has come back. For the last 12 games, Manchester United has been undefeated. And one of the good things this season so far is that Bruno Fernandes, who was a target from last year's summer to be signed by Manchester United, was actually signed in January. And of course, that was a very good signing, a very big signing. And looking at it, since this player has joined the club, he has done a lot for the club so far. The club has not lost any match. And even in yesterday's match, in that match between Tottenham and Manchester United, he scored a equalising goal. And he has scored goals so far. He has scored many goals compared to the matches that he has played for Manchester United. And he's on his way to score even more, many more goals. Now, the match yesterday was a disappointing one in that we drew the match 1-1. And that goal that was scored by this player from Tottenham, I can't pronounce his name, Beswick or Bendwick, I cannot pronounce his name properly. Forgive me if I cannot pronounce his name properly. Many persons, including sports analyst Roy Keane, he blamed David De Gea. Fans are blaming him as well. I see fans putting a post on him on Facebook blaming him for the goal, because that was a very easy save for him. To me, it was an easy save. But I can't blame him really, because that goal, in my opinion, in my review, based on my analysis, if I was going to be blaming somebody, I don't think it would be fair to blame David De Gea alone. I would have to blame the defenders as well, because the defenders had their role to play. Their job was to prevent the player from getting, the Tottenham player, the goal scorer, from getting a scoring chance, and they failed to do so. Harry Maguire should have done much better. Those three players that young man was able to dribble past to go into the 18-yard box area and make the shot. And that shot, based on a replay, I've watched it more than one time, and persons have watched it many times before and seen that David De Gea should have saved that goal, because he's a top class, he's a world class goalkeeper, right? And even though he made some good saves, and a very good save he made was when Son Heung-min tried a shot on goal. That shot was on target, but David De Gea showed his skill. I showed one of his skill and was able to tip the ball over the goal post for a corner. Now, in the first half, not much was done, but Tottenham players, they did come out well prepared. They seemed well prepared. They seemed very hungry. They seemed like they wanted revenge, because the last match that Manchester United played Tottenham in the English Premier League this season, Manchester United defeated them 2-1. And that was against Jose Mourinho. Yes, the former manager of Manchester United, who was sacked in 2018, the 2018-2019 season, and was succeeded by Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. So they came out firing. And Manchester United players, in my opinion, and in the opinion of even some sports analysts, did not come out with at their full 100. Some of them did, some of them did not. And in the first half, Marcus Rashford got a very good chance, a glorious opportunity to score. But his volley, his low volley, found the feet of Lloris. Lloris is the goalkeeper of Tottenham and also a goalkeeper for France. And that was one of the best chances I've seen in the match. However, in the second half, we saw Manchester United showing some life, showing some meaning, showing that they wanted to score, showing that they can win, that they wanted to win. And one of the shots made by Anthony Martial, a striker, one of the best strikers right now for Manchester United, We saw that shot being saved. It was a spectacular save done by Lloris, and that save eclipsed the save done by David De Gea in the first half against Song Heung-min's shot. Now, if that ball had gone into the back of the net, Manchester United would have been on its way to win the match, because that would have been a goal that would set the pace or set the momentum for another goal. Because Paul Pogba, let's talk about Paul Pogba. Paul Pogba is a world-class player. He was a part of a team, the French team that won the World Cup in 2018. And of course, he scored in the final, right? And when I saw that goal scored in the final, I said definitely France has won the World Cup. And he has done very well for France. And he has done very well at times for Manchester United, but he has not been consistent. And unfortunately, we had lost him temporarily in last year, in December, in most of early part of the first part of this season. We lost him as a player because of his injuries, and we were not able to utilize him. But he came back as a substitute. He did not play for the entire match, and I expected him not to play for the entire match, because as a player coming back from injury, I wouldn't want to start you. Marcus Rashford came back from injury and he was started, which I disagreed with. I thought Ole Gunnar Solskjaer should have made a different option. Maybe he should have put Martial in his position on the left there, and put Odion Igalo, that that person from the Chinese club. I can't remember the Chinese club right now. I cannot pronounce that name right now. And that player, that striker, has been doing well so far. He has been doing very well so far. So I would have put in Igalo in a position of where Martial should be, and put Martial in a position for Rashford, vice versa, right? And I believe that should have been, and then later on in the game, bring on Rashford. But nevertheless, you could say he played well. Yeah, he played very well. Rashford played very well. Martial played well, but they could have been better. And I saw Paul Pogba. He did some very good plays. He made some very good plays. He made a spectacular, a world-class pass to Marcus Rashford. But unfortunately, the Tottenham defender was there just in time to take the ball off Rashford's feet after he made a first touch and a second touch. He was getting ready to go to make a shot on target. Even though I thought that he could have, for the first touch, he could have settled the ball and try and pass it to his teammate, which would have probably been a better option, but he was thinking to go on. As if you see that replay, I would love to show you that. If you see that replay, you would know what I'm talking about. But nevertheless, let's move on now. A lot of persons have been talking about Pogba playing with Bruno Fernandes, that they want to see Pogba and Bruno Fernandes playing at the same time on the same team. And of course it happened. Right? They did not start the match together, but he came on in the second half as a substitute. And of course, that was well needed. That was a wise decision by Ole Gunnar Solskjaer to put on Pogba, because it was his dribbling, it was his effort to attack the goal that gave us a penalty. He dribbled past Eric Dyer, and when he dribbled past Eric Dyer followed him, and of course he fouled Pogba, and immediately the referee gave us a penalty, which was actually taken by Bruno Fernandes. And of course, he made no mistake. Bruno Fernandes stepped up to the plate. He held his nerve, stepped up to that ball, and of course, he sent the keeper the wrong way and scored into the bottom right hand corner of the goal. And that was for a celebration for all Manchester United fans, because that was the equalising goal. Now we got so many chances afterwards. We got a few chances afterwards, and we did not score. But we did get a penalty. There was a penalty awarded. And when I saw Bruno Fernandes going down after colliding with Eric Dyer, I didn't really make much of it. But then the referee blew his whistle and pointed to the spot and said penalty. And of course, I was like looking up and said, yes, penalty. This would be 2-1. But then Mourinho, you could see the anger on Jose Mourinho's face. He was very angry because he was very disappointed. He was not agreeing with the penalty decision. And of course, they went to VAR, the video assistant referee, and after much reviewing and critical analysis from VAR and also the referee on the field, they decided that the penalty should be rescinded or be taken back so that there was no penalty. However, Manchester United pressed on. We tried and tried. We made a few shots. Mason Greenwood, who came on for Daniel James, made a shot on target. Well, he made a shot on Seaman target, but that shot was just wide of the right hand side of the goal. Then there was Bruno Fernandes. He made his shot, but it went wide. And I believe that those two shots were on target. Manchester United would have won the match. We would have won. But nevertheless, I'm not worrying. We have Sheffield United to play against at Old Trafford. And I'm keeping my fingers crossed. And I'm believing that the Red Devils, our players, will do well and defeat Sheffield United. Now, thank you for listening. This is my opinion. This is my review. Please leave a comment and a like and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.